Hey, what's up everyone? This is Christian Axios and
Emmanuel DeVerno.
And we are back with C&E TV.
Episode 2.
Episode 2. The last one was the introduction, but now we're getting down to business. Last time we were in PJs, right?
I think so.
Yeah, you were in PJs. So it's a Sunday afternoon. Happy Mother's Day to all you fine ladies.
Moms.
And this video is going to be about be true to who you are. So we're going to dive right in with the first point, know your edge and don't fake it.
Perfect. So as far as like the first point goes, knowing your edge and not faking it, it literally just means that you have to be true to who you are and to your successes as well, and also your failures. Most people document only the good, and they try to put on like this perception that they are actually living like a really good lifestyle, and they're faking it. So as far as knowing your edge, know who you are, be true to that, and then don't fake it, but keep progressing to get to the point that you want to be at. Don't fake it and have people believe that you are somewhere that you're not.
So I think what Emmanuel is also adding on to is that so there's two ways that you can kind of fake it, right? If you're going kind of beyond it a little too much, or cutting yourself too short, right?
Exactly.
So there's two sides to that. I think if anything, you should be on the edge of going beyond your edge and really going above and beyond, taking that extra step so that you are in that area of growth, but not to the point that you're faking it, especially to the world.
Exactly.
Maybe you can add on to that a little bit.
Yeah, so as far as faking it to the world, and I'm actually going slightly from your edge, because most people are comfortable and they stay on their edge,
right.
and they feel like that's like their safety net. So going just above that, you're actually able to prove yourself a lot what you could actually accomplish more in life. And going like faking it in a way and staying back, you're literally just doing yourself a disservice if you're not doing what you're supposed to be actually be doing and you're documenting it. So I just feel like in that aspect, know your edge, go slightly above that to prove to yourself.
Slightly beyond that, in that area of growth, right?
Exactly.
And at the same time, don't cut yourself short of where your edge is. If you know exactly where your edge is, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you're focusing more on your strengths, because of course that's where you're going to have your edge over other people. And you're not cutting yourself short and going before your edge.
Definitely. So that's as far as that first point. The second point is just loving yourself. And I feel like a lot of people don't actually talk about loving yourself. So what we wanted to tell people is just that the first step to doing anything in life, and even if you want to help people, have people like influence people and have people like you or follow you, is just that you have to love yourself. And people could get that vibe if you actually don't love yourself, or if you actually don't think that you're supposed to be in the position that you're in. So as far as loving yourself goes, really embrace who you are, the pigment of your skin, or anything like that. Just because if you love yourself, everything else will follow, right? And if you don't like the skin that you're in, if you don't like the position that you're in, if you don't like this how you were born, right? Then it's going to set off a bad vibe to people, and they would understand that there's something missing with your tone or the way that you're talking. So love yourself and make sure that you embrace who you are. That's like the first step, I would say, from for like this video, just love yourself.
Yeah, no, I think that'll really hold you back in so many areas of your life. If you don't love yourself and really accept the cards that you were given, then you can't really progress or look even in the future, because you're so stuck in the past for what you've been given. And that really has to do with knowing your edge as well. It ties into there because you were given a set of cards. Go just beyond your comfort zone and you'll grow to your fullest potential. And if you cut yourself short, then you're just living beneath that. Definitely. And that's not a way to live. So the next topic, or the next point, is embrace the journey.
Yep. Now, what I would say about embracing the journey is that most people, they don't want to embrace it because they're not patient. And I can be honest with you guys, I'm the same way. But what we're learning to do is trying to embrace the journey, because if you could document the good and the bad, the pros and the cons on like your whole journey, then people would actually appreciate that more, and you would actually see where you had the hiccups in your journey. So I would say embrace it, because you would have to be patient. Who knows if it's really going to be greener on the other side, right? You only know as far as where you're in right now. So I would
say just that vision really motivating you to continue going. And I think that's why documenting it is so powerful and relatable, because you don't know what's going to be behind the curtain, and you're just kind of working towards this vision that you have, and people really they can sense that if you have that clear vision, but you actually don't know what's going to be behind the curtain.
Definitely. And as far as like embracing the journey, people who tend to rush tend to make more mistakes down the line, and they always have regrets. They say, maybe I should have done this differently, but maybe if they were patient and did every step thoroughly, did every step to the best of their abilities, and made sure that they took time with each step, then I think it paves like a road for like more successes, rather than rushing it and wanting to get at the end point. You're taking your time because you love your craft and you love what you're going to be doing. So you just take your time with it and embrace it.
And I think that's huge. Document, don't create, as Gary Vaynerchuk would say. Because I think it's so much more relatable, and it's more powerful because you're seeing all the back end stuff. If you're creating, let's say, content, you're only going to see what they want you to see. And me and Emmanuel, we try to do our best to really document everything, all the behind the scenes and everything, because you will see the hiccups. You will see that not everything is butterflies and rainbows, and the only thing that we really have that is so powerful over maybe the next guy is that vision, which of course, and that just comes with time, I guess.
There's never going to be like a linear path.
Right.
There's not anyone who ever just makes it and they don't have any hiccups throughout the way. It's inevitable. You're going to find hiccups. You're going to have to learn how to embrace them. You're just going to have to learn how to overcome them, adapt or die, right? And that's what a lot of people do. So you're either going to adapt to it or die by giving up on it.
That's right. So the next topic is staying humble, and it also ties into embracing the journey and knowing your edge. So if you know your edge, like I said, you know your strengths, you know your weaknesses, you know exactly where you are, you know that you can take that extra step and get out of your comfort zone. But there's no time that you should really forget where you came from and where you started. And I think that's so important with staying humble, because you are respected a lot more when people can actually come to you without being scared or feeling like you're gonna laugh at them or something like that.
Yeah, because you have to always remember at one point,
everyone starts
you start
from zero.
Everyone zero, right? Unless you were born into the wealth or anything like that. At one point, most people who are self-made, they start from zero. So,
right.
And what people fail to do is that, and I like what you said, the point that you brought up, if you could touch on it, that there's two types of people who would document their life. And you don't want to be like one type, and you do want to be like the second
right.
type. So if you could get into those two types of people.
Yeah, of course. There's two types of people. There's the person that will, from both ends, I'm going to say from both ends. So, of course, there's the guy that's doing really well, influencing so many people, but in a bad way, okay? He's documenting only the good and really, like from a bad point of not giving as far as helping somebody else to get there, because of course that's the other person. Really from a sense of giving and helping the other people follow his journey and his path of getting where he is today. Whereas that other guy, he'll just document the good, leave out the bad, and not really stay true to his edge. Yeah. And then from another point, there is also the people who will see that guy and really be jealous and hate that person so much because they are doing really well. Yeah. And then on the other spectrum of that type of guy, there's the guy who sees that type of person and gets super motivated in wanting to follow their steps.
Because he is leading by example, and he's trying to make everyone knowledgeable in what he knows, so that he could bring everyone up together instead of driving on his own.
Exactly.
So that's like technically like the 4 steps that we want to talk to you guys about, or like subtopics about being true to yourself. And I personally believe that loving yourself is like should be number 1, because with anything in life, you need to genuinely love yourself, because you will die if you seek approval from other people and their attention to actually feel comfortable in your skin or what you're doing. You will die, and I feel like loving yourself is number 1, and then everything else follows from that point on.
Yep, I agree. So that will wrap it up. Video 1, we will have another one in a couple of days, and as far as that goes, of course, subscribe, write your comments below, ask questions, and we will see you next time.
Definitely, and we want to make this like a conversation. So if you guys have any comments or just want have questions, and if you guys like it, just like the video. We really would appreciate to see if we're doing a good job or a bad job of the information that we are sharing to you guys.